Hi guys, today I am going to cover basics of Spring IOC. Before going to cover the Spring IOC, first we need to know what is Spring. So Spring is a lightweight framework. It's nothing but a framework of frameworks. It supports various frameworks like Struts, Hibernate, EJB, JSF and etc. Spring's framework consists of many modules like IOC, AOP, DAO and so on. In the among these, the most two are important one. One is IOC and one is MVC. IOC nothing but inversion of control and MVC nothing but model view control. In this class we concentrate on what is inversion of control, and in the next class we came to know what is MVC, that is model view control. That is the most important for developing the dynamic web pages, and this is used for understanding the what is springs. So why we use springs? Springs have many advantages. Have a look. Springs have predefined templates. For example, in normal applications we write a code of database code, but in the springs we have predefined template called JDBC template. We simply import the particular JDBC template and use in our programs. And second one is Spring is loosely coupled. That means it reduces the dependency injection. And the third one is easy to test. Though each and every program has done in different modules. So if the program has error, we can easily rectify and easily test. And Spring is lightweighted and Spring is very fast when compared to the previous frameworks. And powerful abstraction. Springs mostly follows a OOPS concepts and also powerful abstraction, hiding the unnecessary part and showing only the important part what the user wants, and declarative supports. So now concentrate on what is Spring IOC. Spring IOC. For doing the Spring IOC, we take three steps. One is test classes, and another is XML, and another is client. Client, what we test the test class programs. XML is the main important theme for the Springs for doing the programs. So XML is the responsibility for combining the test class functions to the client functions. Suppose here for example I am displaying some hello world or some testing program. For that I take a test class. In the test class I have some certain functions and certain classes are there in the particular test class module, and there is XML, which is the responsibility for creating the object for the particular test class and passing to the client program, and passing to this client. This process looks like this circulate way. And for example, consider the test class has some function called hello world. In XML, we created a property called bean property and loaded the particular class name called test class to the XML. After that, we use the particular bean property from XML to do this client, and uses this and runs the test class programs in the client program. I'm giving a small example. See, this is the test class program. It contains the private function called test class. Some constructors created something like that, and this is the XML property. These are the bean properties which are developed by Spring developers, and this is the creation of ID for this test class Java file. We pass the particular class is bean.test class. Bean is nothing but a package name. Here bean.test class, and gives the ID is equals to t. We discuss further what is singleton. Singleton is nothing but a creation of a single object for the particular class file. We have another also called prototype, which is used to define every time it creates the object, but different objects. But using singleton, every time it invokes the same particular object, and this is the client program. For loading this Spring.xml into this client program, we just a class name called resource class path resource. This loading the resource class Spring XML, which is in the folder of Spring XML, and loaded this and binded this resource to the bean factory. And this factory object contains the total number of test class properties. So this ID, we create the test class class, and T is object, and we, by using typecasting, we invoke the factory, and dot get bin is nothing but getting the ID property name, ID name. For getting the ID name, we use the get bin property, and the T contains the total number of functions which are there in this test class. And by using we don't require any function. Whenever the object is created, it's automatically this particular constructor is invoked. So once have a look, run as Java application. See, constructor is created and document is valid, nothing more. This construction is created is come from this test class. Suppose I create another function name called string hello world. For timing and just copying pasting. And client.java simply uses it. T dot this hello world should be public. Hello world. See, hello world. By this way, you can use all the test class functions into this is client.java to this spring.xml. This is the basic program about Spring IOC. In the further tutorial, we discuss about what is Spring IOC, which is the main important for the springs. Thank you guys.